Hi, it's Kristen here with another process video, and today I'm going to be documenting pictures of my daughter drinking hot cocoa with her kitty cat. And I'm going to be using a cut file that I created using my Silhouette Cameo. The papers that I'm using are Simple Stories. And then I was considering using this cat paper and stickers from, I think it was from Echo Park, but then I end up not using it. So I've just messy torn all of these papers and I'm going to layer them. The background paper that I'm using is, it was from Hip Kit Club, and I'm not sure of the month, so I will link it once I find what month it was from. It's kind of like a cable knit background, so I don't know if it came in one of like the winter kits. So I'm just going to get these pieces all taped down, secured down. And I decided to add on some of this blue paper. It was left over from when I cut the cut file down, because there was some blue, hints of blue in the mugs that you see in the background, but I felt like there wasn't enough to pull from, like why I would have used it on the cut file. And so I decided to tuck those in there just to pull a little bit more blue, so the cut file colors make a little bit more sense. And I usually always do my cut files on solid color paper, just because I'm afraid to use up, really nice pattern paper, and for fear that I will miscut it. And so I don't want to waste pattern paper by like a miscut. So usually if you see me using some kind of die cut, it's always usually a solid color, unless I'm feeling extra brave, which is usually not the case. So now this brown paper is left over from another collection. I think it might have been Recollections or something like that, but I wanted to get it used up. I decided to mount the pictures on just a white cardstock, just to keep it simple, since I do have like a lot of layers there with the torn paper. And I really like this tag. That was a Simple Stories tag. So I wanted to get that worked in there. I'm always afraid to use like extra wording on layouts, just because I don't want to take away from the title, but I felt like it was a big enough title that it would obviously not be, taking away from the title too much. And it perfectly matched all the colors I was using, so. I'm just trying to figure out where exactly I want this cut file to go in relation to the tag, so that it's not cutting off the Cuddles wording on the bottom of the tag. So I'm going to go ahead and get the tag secured, and then I'll work on getting the cut file down. I did pop it up on foam, and now I'm going to get it secured down here. And now I'm looking through some ephemera pieces. These are all Hip Kit Club ephemera pieces. And I'm wanting to say, I'm not sure what month it was, but it would have been like, December January, so I'll link that too. This little cat on a chair, it's a chipboard piece, and I really want to work that in, but I was trying to find a good spot for it so that it didn't feel like it was too heavy on that side of the layout. Initially, I'm considering it below the title, and decided that it looks too heavy over there with the big tag and the big title. And so I decided I want to put it off to the left-hand side under one of the pictures. But I do have to trim it. And so, because I just didn't like how it was coming up over the photograph. And so you will see me reposition it, and then I trimmed off the end of it, which always makes me really nervous to do with chipboard, just because I don't want to fray it or mess it up. I found this cute little cat mug, and then the little jar says marshmallows on it, so I'm just kind of messing around with where I want to put that. And then there were a couple of cute chipboard postcard or postal stamps that had like hot chocolate related stuff on it. So I'm going to get that chipboard piece put down over there. And I will have to trim off the end of it, which always makes me super nervous, just because I don't want to damage the chipboard piece. This mug, the other mug that you see up there, the pink mug, that was I think that was from Shimmer's Paints, one of their kits. And initially I was going to work it in there, but I just felt like the other pieces worked better with the color and the collection of the Simple Stories, and so I decided to set that aside. These little paws, I think those also were a Shimmer's, came in a Shimmer's kit, but I'm not 100% sure. I will link stuff below since I'm not sure about that. I wanted to work those in just to pull in a little bit of more green, because there are green cups in the background. And I just thought they were cute. And now I'm just going to get some of these ephemera pieces glued down. I feel like half of scrapbooking is like just, it's funny that now that I've done these process videos, going back and watching them, I feel like a lot of it is just me constantly messing just ever so slightly with things. Like, it's just like, I'm like, really, it's not that big of a deal. Like, just put it there. But I mean, when you're sitting there doing it in person, it does make a difference. So I found a couple of these little tags here. Those were also in Hip Kit. I think one says like, you're so cozy and cuddly or something like that. And then one says, I love being together at home or something like that. And then I think something says like together. I don't know. I'm not sure. But I tried to pull out tags that, kind of referenced the fact that we were sitting by a fire and having hot cocoa, and she was cuddling with her kitty cat. So I'm going to get these tags put down. I decided the orange-ish looking one that I like it on the actual picture. So I decided to glue it right down there on top of the photograph. And then this was a chipboard piece that came in Hip Kit and actually matches the paper, the background paper. So it's like kind of it almost looks like a knit, like a blue knit. And so I decided I want to put it there and then put that little floral piece in front of it. Now this picture was actually taken in March. So I was trying not to go too Christmassy or holiday themed with it, just because technically it wasn't Christmas. But it was still really cold. I mean, it was like a really cold March day. And we live in the Midwest, so you never know what kind of weather you're going to get. Now the paw print, I was looking back at this footage and I kind of almost wish I had tucked it in behind the title, but I didn't. And, you know, I think it looks cute up there too, but I think it added a little bit of something behind the title, so I'm not sure why I didn't go there with it, but at the time, that's the decision I made, and so that's just how it is. Get these guys glued down.